Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. Thanks for joining me. This is my February 2020 TBR. Okay, so I picked a hefty TBR this month. I'm doing a couple buddy reads and just several books that I've been meaning to read recently have made it into my pile this month. So the first book I'm going to show you is Percy Jackson and the Olympians, The Last Olympian. This is the final book in the Percy Jackson and Olympian series. If you don't know what Percy Jackson is about, it starts out, he's a 12-year-old boy. He has ADHD and dyslexia, and he keeps getting kicked out of every school he goes to. And he ends up he's in a school in the first one, and he meets a friend. Meets a boy named Grover. Why can't I talk? He meets a boy named Grover, and they become really close friends. And some magical events lead to him finding out that he is a demigod, or a half-blood, meaning he is half mortal and half god. And when he goes to Camp Half-Blood, where all of the other demigods go during the summer or all year round, he learns who his dad is and what god he is. And this is the final installment of the series, and I put it in my February TBR because I was still reading it from January, and I just finished it today, so that's already one off my February TBR. The next one is The Lost Hero by Rick Riordan, and it is the next series, or the next series kind of going off of Percy Jackson and the Olympians. I actually don't know what this is about. I kind of went into it. I just picked it up at the library. So it says, Jason has a problem. He doesn't remember anything before waking up in a bus full of kids on a field trip. Apparently, he has a girlfriend named Piper, and his best friend is a guy named Leo. They're all students in the Wilderness School, a boarding school for bad kids, as Leo puts it. What did Jason do to end up here, and where is here exactly? Jason doesn't know anything except that everything seems very wrong. Piper has a secret. Her father, a famous actor, has been missing for 3 days, ever since she had the terrifying nightmare about his being in trouble. Piper doesn't understand her dream or why her boyfriend suddenly doesn't recognize her. When a freak storm hits during the school trip, unleashing strange creatures and whisking her, Jason, and Leo away to some place called Camp Half-Blood, she has a feeling she's going to find out whether she wants to or not. Leo has a way with tools. When he sees his cabin at Camp Half-Blood filled with power tools and machine parts, he feels right at home. But there's weird stuff too, like the curse everyone keeps talking about, and some campers who've gone missing. Weirdest of all, his bunkmates insist that each of them, including Leo, is related to a god. Does this have anything to do with Jason's amnesia, or the fact that Leo keeps seeing ghosts? Join new and old friends from Camp Half-Blood in this thrilling first book of the Heroes of Olympus series. So that sounds really good, and I'm really excited to start this. The next book I will be reading is, I actually don't have it on me. I can't find it. I just scoured my shelves looking for it, but it is The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I'm really excited to be reading this with my friend Maddie. I started it a couple years ago, I'm going to say in 2018, and I got halfway through, and I loved it, but I didn't finish it for some reason. I went through a reading slump. I'm pretty sure everybody knows what this book is about because it's huge on BookTube. But if you don't, the summary, I'll try to give the best summary I can because I'm horrible at summarizing books. But Evelyn Hugo is a famous actress from, I believe it's in the 50s when she becomes a famous actress. And in the present, there is a reporter who Evelyn has requested come and interview her about her life. And so she tells her the story of her life and all of, why she has had 7 husbands. And I know there is a bisexual relationship in it, and I know there is some, from what I've read, I would give a trigger warning for abuse and homophobia. But I'm really excited to read it and hoping I can find my copy. The next book I'll be doing a buddy read with too is Dread Nation by Justina Ireland. Why can't I talk tonight? I picked this up because it was a cover buy. But it says, Jane McKean was born 2 days before the dead began to walk the battlefields of Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, derailing the war between the states and changing the nation forever. In this new America, safety for all depends on the work of a few, and the laws like the Negro and Native Re-Education Act require certain children attend combat school to learn to put down the dead. But there are also opportunities, and Jane is studying to become an attendant, trained in both weaponry and etiquette to protect the well-to-do. It's a chance for a better life for Negro girls like Jane. But that's not a life she wants. Almost finished with her education at Miss Preston's School of Combat in Baltimore, Jane is set on returning to her Kentucky home and doesn't pay much mind to the politics in the eastern cities, with their talk of returning America to the glory of its days before the dead rose. But when families around Baltimore County begin to go missing, Jane is caught in the middle of a desperate fight against some powerful enemies, and the restless dead, it would seem, are the least of her problems. At once provocative, terrifying, and darkly subversive, Dead Nation is Justine Ireland's stunning version of an America both foreign and familiar, a country on the brink at the explosive crossroads where race, humanity, and survival meet. So that sounds awesome, and I can't wait to read this. And I have a feeling this might be a 5-star read for me. The next book I'm going to be reading is The Tea Dragon Society, and The Tea Dragon Society is by Katie O'Neill. If you don't know what this is about, it's about a girl who starts an apprenticeship with tea dragons, and they're actually different dragons that produce tea, and you have to she learns how to take care of them, and how to brew the teas and all that. And it's so cute. The illustrations are just, they are adorable. I mean, I'm in love. It's so cute. And in the back, there's even a little section on, if I can get to the back, on each of the different types of tea dragons. So there's like jasmine tea dragon and chamomile tea dragon, ginseng tea dragon, etc. So this is just a cute, fun, fast read for me that I've been dying to read for quite some time. The next book on my TBR is one that I'm pretty sure a lot of people are familiar with, and it's Howl's Moving Castle. I actually don't know what it's. I've heard people talk about how good it is, but I am going to read the synopsis because I don't remember exactly what it's about. So it says, Sophie has great misfortune of being the eldest of 3 daughters, destined to fail miserably should she ever leave home and to seek her fate. But when she unwittingly attracts the ire of the Witch of the Waste, Sophie finds herself under a horrid spell that transforms her into an old lady. Her only chance at breaking it lies in the ever-moving castle in the hills, the Wizard Howl's castle. To untangle the enchantment, Sophie must handle the heartless Howl, strike a bargain with a fire demon, and meet the Witch of the West head-on. Along the way, she discovers that there's far more to Howl and herself than first meets the eye. So I have a feeling this is going to be a really cute, really awesome read. I'm really loving middle grade books recently. I've acquired quite a few, and this just sounds so cute, and I love anything that's whimsical, so this is right up my alley. Next on my list is, and I've in vlogs and stuff shown that I got this, but it's got a funny name, but it's I Want to Eat Your Pancreas, and it is by, I'm going to butcher this name, Yori Sumino, and the art is by Adamai Kirihara. But this is a bittersweet romance. In the deeply moving first-person story, an introvert high school boy finds his classmate's diary and learns her biggest secret. Yamaachi Sakara is dying from a pancreatic disease, and now he is the only person outside her family to know the truth. The last thing the boy wants is to be her friend, but Sakara's cheerful demeanor and their shared secret draw them closer in this heart-rending tale of friendship and mortality. So this is a manga, and I'm really excited. How many times can I say really excited in one video? But I'm super happy to read this book, this manga, and I think it'll be a quick read and a really fun read. I have 2 more books. The next one is City of Ghosts by Victoria Schwab, and this book came out a couple years ago, and I've been meaning, actually kind of dying to read it, but I always kind of put it off to like October, spooky times, and then other books end up getting in the way. So I'm like, I'm in the mood for this. I'm going to read this. So, it says, Cassidy Blake's life is full of ghosts. Ever since Cass almost drowned, okay, she did drown, but she doesn't like to think about it. She can pull back the veil that separates the living from the dead and enter the world of spirits. Her best friend is even a ghost. So things are already pretty strange, but they're about to get stranger when Cass's parents land a gig hosting a TV show about the world's most haunted places. Her family heads off to Edinburgh, Scotland. Here, graveyards, castles, and secret passageways teem with restless phantoms. And when Cass meets another girl who shares her gift, she realizes how much she still has to learn about the veil and herself. And she'll have to learn it fast. The City of Ghosts is more dangerous than she ever imagined. So that sounds really good. And I believe this is Victoria Schwab's first middle grade book. I do have the sequel to it as well. So hoping to read the sequel after I read this, maybe next month or the month after that. But okay, the last book on my list, and I know everybody's going to be like, oh my God, why hasn't this girl read this, is Illumination by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. I love me some Jay Kristoff, but I'm going to read this because I'm summarizing. This morning, Katie thought breaking up with Ezra was the hardest thing she'd have to do today. This afternoon, her planet was invaded. The year is 2575, and 2 rival mega corporations, blank and blank, are at war over a planet that's little more than an ice-covered speck at the edge of the universe. Too bad nobody thought to warn the people living on it. With enemy fire raining down on them, exes Katie and Ezra, who are barely even talking to each other. Well, that was very rude of my cats. Oh my goodness. They are mad at each other. I'm sorry. Who are barely talking to each other are forced to fight their way into the evacuating fleet with an enemy warship in hot pursuit. But the warship is the least of their problems. A deadly blank has broken out and is mutating with terrifying results. The fleet's AI, which should be protecting them, may actually be their enemy, and nobody in charge will say what the blank is going on. As Katie hacks into the tangled web of data to find the truth, it's clear only one person can help her bring it all to light. The ex-boyfriend she swore she'd never speak to again. Briefing note. Told through fascinating dossier of hacked documents, including emails, schematics, military files, IMs, medical reports, interviews, and more, Illuminate is the first book in a heart-stopping, high-octane trilogy about lives interrupted, the price of truth, and the courage of everyday heroes. So this book is really beautiful with the dust jacket on, but it looks super awesome without the dust jacket on. And it is like I just read, in mixed media. So, you know, you've got emails, and you've got IMs, and you've got medical reports, and some pages are even like this, you can see. But I've also heard the audiobook is awesome, so I'm going to be listening to the audiobook and reading along with this book. So, those are the books that I intend to read this month. Fingers crossed that I get them all done. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you. Bye.